Director, you've a number of times said you have a complex organization, and I don't doubt that. I don't think the chairman doubts that. When you have a complex organization, you need reporting mechanisms in place to hold people accountable. I think what I find most troubling in here is the fact that there weren't those reporting systems in place. Apparently, it's just structural, that these regional directors or these divisions are kind of fiefdoms of their own and apparently don't seem like they're responsible for reporting to the director at all. That's a real problem. I think that the whole purpose of oversight is to understand what's happening, where the breakdowns are occurring, so we can fix it. So, first of all, do you agree with that assessment, that there just simply wasn't the reporting mechanism that you could, these reports be written, I know the August 31st, 2020 report that I've been referring to, that's a memorandum for the regional director of the Southeast region. But again, something with those types of revelations, it ought to just automatically go up to the top. Again, when I ran an organization, I always tell the people that reported to me, don't be making decisions that I really need to be aware of, that I need to be making that decision. Don't take that responsibility onto yourself. That's the whole job of being the boss, to get the tough ones, to hear the really bad news that needs to be corrected. So again, just to tie into what the chairman's been talking about, I mean, is your testimony that you were just literally completely out of the loop of all these reports to these regional divisions, and that's the way the system's supposed to work?
No, Senator, and I agree that that's one of the challenges. We've taken steps to look at reorganization or looking at this. I think we've been stuck in a silo. I believe that's what some of these breakdowns occurred. We put a lot of trust in our senior level. These are senior executive service members at the top of the leadership. They have delineated authority, and we expect them to use that good judgment.
But listen, in any organization, you delineate authority. But the person in charge, the people in charge, again, it's not just you, it's the Attorney General. It's people who serve in the Department of Justice. I wanted one follow-up question. You did, in response to my question in terms of who did you discuss your testimony with, you did say an individual from the Office of Legislative Affairs. Is that the only person you discussed your testimony with? Inside the Department of Justice, that's the only person you discussed your testimony with?
Yes, Senator. Me directly, my staff work with their staff. That is who
you didn't talk to anybody else inside the Department of Justice about the subpoena that was issued, whether or not you were going to appear here today or not, about your testimony. You only spoke to one person in the Department of Justice. That's your testimony here.
Yes, Senator, not regarding this particular incident. This particular issue, I worked through the Office of Legislative Affairs.
Okay, again, you seem to, what do you mean by this particular issue? About testifying here, cooperating with this committee in terms of our oversight?
Senator, you asked me who I spoke to specifically about this subpoena.
About this subpoena. Okay, what about, did you talk to anybody in the Department of Justice about the overall effort by this subcommittee to investigate and conduct oversight over the Bureau of Prisons? Did you talk to anybody in the Department of Justice regarding that?
I have not. My staff work closely with the Department of Justice, but I have not spoken to anybody directly about this committee's work.
It's almost willful ignorance. And that's what I find disturbing. It almost appears to be willful ignorance. Don't want to know what's happening below me. Don't want to hear about rapes. Don't want to hear about suicides. Well, that's up to, we've got the structure set up. It's going to be the regional directors. It's their problem. That's what needs to change here. People have to be held accountable. Again, I appreciate you coming here. What I don't appreciate is how difficult it was to get you here. And I don't appreciate, again, from my standpoint, the obstruction to this committee's investigation, our oversight, by somebody in the Department of Justice. I don't think it was this fellow from the Office of Legislative Affairs. I think somebody else or some other persons didn't want this hearing to occur, did not want to cooperate with this investigation. So again, I give kudos to the chairman for pursuing this against resistance and obstruction. And I think we see why this is so important. There are some serious problems. I'm sorry, they have not been effectively addressed. They haven't. I wish they had been. These are outstanding issues for years. Somebody's got to be held accountable. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.